Yo guys, welcome back to the Transfer Daily YouTube channel. We are back bringing you the latest updates from the transfer market, and we're going to be starting off with Manchester United and Bryan Mbeumo. So what can we say on him? So he's had a brilliant season at Brentford. Him and Johan Visa, I'm expecting interest for both players because he's been brilliant. We know Nottingham Forest wanted to sign Visa in January, and for Mbeumo there's interest from clubs and appreciation from Arsenal and Manchester United are two clubs that I can definitely say. And what can we say on Manchester United and Bryan Mbeumo? And Manchester United really like and appreciate Mbeumo as a player, but currently, I know there's been reports in recent days, Manchester United yet have not had any talks with the player or even Brentford over the signing, because Manchester United need to sell players before making a signing like Mbeumo, because we know Brentford, they've done it with Tony in previous seasons where they stick to the prices of the players, and there's been reports of around 50 million for Mbeumo. This could be true. I'm not sure personally what Brentford value him at, but Manchester United are currently only working on a deal for Liam Delap, whose final decision, as said in the video yesterday, is expected soon. And Manchester United then, after Delap, if they do sign him, the other signings will depend on exits of Anthony, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, etc. So let's wait and see with this one, but it's still early stages with Bryan Mbeumo, but I am expecting interest this summer. So then, some news from Fabrizio Romero on Emmanuel Omega and Chelsea. So we know Blue Co own Chelsea and also Strasbourg. Strasbourg, brilliant season with Omega being one of the key parts to this, and Chelsea are planning on a potential pre-agreement for Emmanuel Omega to join in the summer of 2026. So Chelsea are still looking for a striker this summer, but Omega's a player they like a lot. And as we know, because they're both owned by the same owners, a deal will be straightforward. And Omega does have interest this summer, but Strasbourg have no chances and no plans for Omega to leave this summer despite proposals. So Chelsea like Omega and they believe he could be a possible player for the future. So Chelsea could sign Emmanuel Omega as new signing for 2026. As we know, also Giovanni Quenda from Sporting Lisbon is signing, and I get the feeling that Nicholas Jackson could stay at Chelsea this summer. Christopher Nkunku expected to leave, but I feel Nicholas Jackson could, despite inquiries from other clubs, stay at Chelsea for one more season, and this could even be as a backup. And then next summer, I think Nicholas Jackson could leave Chelsea. So Real Madrid are expected to make the final decision on Nico Paz soon. So Real Madrid's plan, as I said all along, was to sign full-backs, a centre-back, and then they'll move on to the midfield. And the final decision, because Xabi Alonso made it clear that he wants a midfielder this summer, Real Madrid could even sign two midfielders after another player who they really like, especially Xabi Alonso. Watching him in the Bundesliga this season is Angelo Stella, who we've talked about before. We know has a release clause in his new Stuttgart contract. And a new midfielder then. And we know this summer the clause for Real Madrid the buyback clause for Real Madrid is €8 million, and that would have to be triggered by Real Madrid if they want to sign Nico Paz. And club-to-club contact is expected in the next days for Nico Paz. So Real Madrid are starting to get serious over this one. Alvaro Carreras from Benfica is expected to be done either this week or next week, because they've also started club-to-club contacts there. So a new midfielder, Nico Paz, for me, I think Real Madrid will probably trigger that buy option. And we know Paz's dream is to return to Real Madrid as well. But also, I wouldn't rule out another midfielder signing for Real Madrid this summer. Ryan Cherki then and Manchester City. And Manchester City are the latest club to show interest in Ryan Cherki. We know there's many clubs. And you get the feeling, longer it goes on, that Ryan Cherki is destined to a move to the Premier League this summer. He's been linked with Liverpool. One thing we can say is I think Liverpool appreciate the player, but it's not currently something they're working on. We know Florian Wirtz is expected to sign for Liverpool in the next days, and Manchester City obviously pulled out of the Wirtz deal for whatever reasons, and Ryan Cherki is now an option they are exploring a deal for. And Morgan Gibbs-White, also another Tyrone Reinders. We know they're looking for that midfield rebuild, and for those kind of number 10 positions that Pep Guardiola plays, Ryan Cherki and Morgan Gibbs-White are the top targets for them positions. And Manchester City are informed of the costs of a deal, etc., and his situation at Lyon, because we know he will leave Lyon, and also for quite a cheap fee. It's expected around 25 million euros. So Ryan Cherki will definitely leave this summer, as we know. Premier League's probably become the more likelier option, as despite links with obviously Borussia Dortmund, Atalanta, and let's wait and see where Ryan Cherki goes this summer. So then, Europa League winner, World Cup winner, 2 times Copa America winner, Cuti Romero, who we spoke about previously on the video. And what we're going to talk about is the new news that Sky Sports News have reported, and that is Atlético Madrid are expected to approach Tottenham over the signing of Cuti Romero. It's clear on Atlético Madrid's side, so Atlético Madrid want to sign Romero. They also believe Romero wants to sign for them, but obviously, let's wait and see, because Romero, as I said a few weeks ago, wants to fight for the top prizes, and Tottenham are now back into the Champions League, where he got man of the match in the final. But for Atletico Madrid, Romero is a top centre-back target this summer, because Atletico Madrid will sign a new centre-back as target this summer. Christian Mosquera, should I say, from Valencia, not Romero, is another option who they are looking at centre-back, but Romero is definitely the top target. And from Tottenham's side, now they've won the Europa League, negotiations will be really tough for Atletico Madrid from that preference, because we know how Tottenham are, Daniel Levy, etc., where they want to keep these players, and Romero is definitely a player they want to keep this summer. So the price of a deal will all depend on if Atleti proceed or if Romero says he wants to leave, which could be an option. But Tottenham will make negotiations very difficult. But as Sky Sports News reports, they're still expected to make an approach Atletico Madrid, because Diego Simeone and Atleti want the centre-back. And Atletico Madrid are willing to pay around 40 million. From what I know, Tottenham value the player above that by probably about 20 million. So, as I said, let's wait and see. But when this approach is made, we'll have more news for you. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.